All right, guys, let's take a look at the Tissot Gentleman Automatic. This is the Powermatic 80 variant with the silicon balance. Excuse me. Silicon balance, in case you didn't know, what it does is it helps mostly people associated with the anti-magnetic properties of it. Because automatic watch, you have to worry about magnetizing them, and that'll help reduce some of that. But also, it's known for making the escapement, the movement, more stable, performance is better, accuracy is better, and thermal deviation is better. So it has a lot of pros and very few cons. So let's get into the watch size here. We're looking at, oh, you know what, before I do that, I have to say big thanks to Lucido Jewelry. I'll put a link in the description, but I met up with John, their main watch guy there, and then Joe, met up with those guys, and they hooked me up with this and two other watches for me to video, and then I got to get the watches back to them. So big thank you to those guys for working with the channel and supporting it. So, all right, case size on this, I measure 40.5 mil. Lug to lug is 48.75. You can see it's non-drilled, so it's nice clean side profile, fully brushed. And then you have a polished sign crown here, non-screw down. The thickness is 11.85, but that's including the slightly domed, which is double dome sapphire crystal. The lug width here I measure 21 millimeter. Bracelet tapers down to 19 millimeter, and of course you have a butterfly clasp, which would be appropriate for this style of watch. Nice simple operation. You don't have to do one side before the other. You can just go ahead and close it however works for you. And double pushers there for open it up. You have a display case back. I'll do a close-up of that in a little bit. The crown is a 6.3 millimeter crown. Like I said, it is a push-pull crown, 100-meter water resist on this. So in its all the way in position, static position, you are going to be able to wind it. And you might not have to wind it a ton because it does have an 80-hour power reserve. That's part of the Powermatic 80. The beat rate is a little bit slower. I think it's like 21,600 vibrations per hour. But it does a couple things. It makes it more accurate because of the way they design the movement. Usually a faster one would be more accurate, but it makes it more accurate, but it makes it have a longer power reserve, and it makes it more stable all around. So impact resistance, all that stuff. I did say sapphire crystal, right? Okay, so look at the hang tag here. Retail price $775. There's the part number. I'll put a link to it down in the description as well, so you don't have to remember that or pause it. And date at the 3 o'clock position there, and then you have nice applied indices going all the way around with little loom plots on the outside there. This is a kind of a black dial, but it's got a little bit of, you know, gloss. It's got some appeal to it. It's not just a plain black dial. When I was trying to do close-ups, I almost picked up a little bit of the anthracite. So it's not just like ink black. It has a little bit of a, I don't know what you call a sheen to it, I guess. And then you have fully polished, chamfered, applied indices, which are going to hit the light really good. They're not loomed, as you can see. They're brushed on top, which will help with the light play. The loom pips are like all the way around the outside. So the loom isn't going to be crazy on this thing, but you wouldn't expect it to be. This is more of a dress watch. But you can see full polished bezel there. That's going to be a scratch magnet. Don't wear it like an everyday sports watch. Wear it as a nice watch. I mean, you can. It can do it. It can handle it. You can put a different strap on it and mix it up, do whatever you need to do. Solid end links. Looks like you have split pin design for the bracelet. So it should be pretty easy to size. I don't think it's pin and collar. Looks like split pin. And if you do a close-up on the rotor or on the movement here, you can see a custom rotor, silicon balance spring, 25 joules. So in my research, the Powermatic 80 with the 25 joules should be the ETA C07.811, which is a kind of like a worked over ETA 2824, or maybe it's a 2892. I'm not sure 100%. I don't know those the newer movements that well, but you can see the SI up there by the escapement. That's the indicator for the silicon escapement. So that's how you'll easily be able to identify that. And it's kind of cool looking on the rotor. or on the movement on one of the plates, because I'm a car guy and usually SI is like a sport edition or sport injected or something vehicle. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. I know I geek out about that a little bit, but it is what it is. So let's pop this bad boy on wrist, and then we'll close out with a Loom Shot. Oh man, this is like the third or fourth video I've done, so I'm getting a little tongue-tied, in case you didn't pick up on that. I'm not even going to edit that stuff out. It is what it is. I'm keeping it real. Obviously, I didn't size this for my wrist because it is a loaner watch. I do not get to keep this, but there it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist with those polished center links. Really dresses it up. I think as long as you can get this to fit right on your wrist, sized up, you're going to want to wear it on the bracelet. I think it just really works. It really, I don't know, it just pulls the part, I think. So let's pop this bad boy off wrist, and let's kill the lights and check the loom. Yes, it does have loom. It's not going to be insane or anything. It's not a dive watch. We don't expect it to be. But there is loom. Looks like a BGW9. If I can block that over there, maybe it'll focus in a little bit. There you go. So you can see it looms out. Now you're not going to be able to, there's no like double plots up at the 12 or anything. You're not going to be able to orientate it, but you know, if you're holding your wrist, you can kind of tell which is the top of your wrist. I don't know why people like freak out about that too much. Like you should be able to figure out what time it is. If it's on your wrist, if it's on your nightstand, no, you're going to have a problem with it. So, but there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next vid.